Trend Control Systems are the leading UK manufacturer of building energy management systems and provider of associated services. Our systems control over 80% of the energy consuming devices within a typical building. Types of buildings you can find our systems in include offices, schools, hospitals, leisure centres, almost any type of non-residential building. Today we have worldwide annual sales of about £70 million, and from our UK base in Horsham, West Sussex, we manufacture and develop our systems, and we're very proud to be the only significant building energy management system manufacturing company manufacturing in the UK. Our systems are installed in many NHS buildings, from some of their largest and most famous hospitals to over 50 lift schemes and numerous healthcare centres. Some of our systems have been in operation for over 20 years and are still going strong. The role of a building energy management system is to maintain safe and comfortable environmental conditions within a building in the most energy efficient way possible. These environmental conditions include room temperatures, humidity levels, air quality levels, and perhaps lighting levels. The system will also measure and incorporate building data, including meter data, and display this to operators and building occupants. The systems are very flexible, and you can find them in all types of buildings, from the National Gallery in London to a Dutch mushroom farm. An example of a specialist application within the NHS is at Moorfields Eye Hospital, where they have a manufacturing unit which has to remain completely sterile, and our system helps maintain the sterile environment by ensuring that air pressure in the sterile area is always slightly higher than the surrounding areas. Other roles of the BEMS within the NHS include monitoring water temperature to avoid the risk of Legionella, complying with building regulations, and raising alarms should there be any problems anywhere. The system works by taking measurements of the current conditions within the building and outside and comparing these to the desired conditions. We call those the set points. The system then, via a series of clever calculations, works out what adjustments to make to the equipment within a building to achieve the set points. And since the adjustments are typically to switch on or off high energy consuming devices, such as a boiler or a chiller, or to adjust the speed of high energy consuming pumps and fans, you can see how the system has a vital role to play in determining the energy consumption of the building. The system also allows the building manager to take control of their building from their PC, adjusting all aspects of the building's operations and seeing immediately the result of those adjustments. Meters can easily be connected to the controllers within the building energy management system, and doing so allows the meter data to be captured, stored and displayed. Incorporating this meter data is very important for several reasons: for driving behavioural change amongst occupants of the building, for allowing the building manager to focus attention on particularly high energy consuming areas within a building, for justifying investment in more efficient plant and equipment, and for demonstrating to all stakeholders progress that has been made in energy reducing projects. The reports that our system is able to produce once meters have been incorporated are also very useful for helping the NHS comply with the carbon reduction commitment legislation, or CRC legislation, that is required. Trend specifically focuses on the fact that the vast majority of NHS buildings already today have a building energy management system installed, and so optimizing this system is the fastest, easiest and often the cheapest way to make energy savings, and therefore carbon savings and financial savings. We typically would start by auditing the BEMS, because we find that the system will have changed over time, and the use of the building will also have changed over time. So unless the BEMS has been scrupulously maintained by an organisation such as Trend, we'll always be able to find some adjustments we can make that will lead to quick wins, both in energy saving, money saving and carbon dioxide savings. Following our audit, we may look at installation of additional control equipment around some particularly high energy consuming areas. We would look to install or incorporate meter data if it wasn't done so already, and numerous other things that we can do to help save energy. A good example of a working implementation within the NHS is Charing Cross Hospital, which is part of the Imperial College NHS Trust. They made savings of over 5 million kilowatt hours and 2 million kilowatt hours of electricity and gas respectively by installing a trend system and incorporating meter data from all of their major plant rooms. This data enabled them to make adjustments to the way the building was run and operated, which resulted in savings worth over £500,000 a year at today's prices, and without patients or staff even noticing that any changes had been made. Trend is ideally placed to help the NHS. We have 120 engineers nationwide available 24 hours a day. We have a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week remote monitoring centre at Horsham. And lastly, there are over 150 independent companies accredited and audited by Trend who are able to install and service Trend equipment. Together, they employ over 2,500 Trend-trained engineers, so help is never far away. Almost every significant building within the NHS estate will already have a building energy management system installed. Optimizing these existing systems are the key to achieving significant energy, carbon dioxide and financial savings. As the UK market leader in building energy management systems, Trend is ideally placed to help the NHS. We are your quick win, you just have to take control.